looks like salon's closing up and everything. Dinner wasn't gonna be for a little while. I don't know. Do you want to hang out for a little bit? We're gonna end up chatting anyway. Let's just chat. Let's just have a chat, and then we'll head over to your place. You're like, does that sound okay? And she's like, yeah, I guess so. It's fine. Yeah, I'll close up here, and then you're like, okay, yeah, hop in my car, right? And she hops in your car. It's very nice. It's ridiculous. It's whatever car is nice for the period we're in. So just imagine the type of car, and it is that. And Susie's also impressed. Like, wow, okay, you must have done very well for yourself. And you're like, yeah, I do all right. Because no matter what car it is, I assume it goes fast. And then he's like, actually, I know I'm new to the neighborhood and everything, but can I show you something? And she's like, yeah, sure, okay. You drive. You end up driving to this like little patch of land that's off by the wayside, and there's a small little airfield there, and you park, and Susie's like, what is this? And you're like, oh yeah, I got a call, it was a text while you were doing my hair and everything, and there's just something I have to check out over here, so let's just walk through. And you walk through this little air hangar, and it's to your private jet. And she's like, wow, you have a jet? And you're like, yeah, I do. I mean, I guess it's a false alarm. There's nobody that needed anything. Yeah, nobody's even here. I tell you what. How about this? I know we're supposed to have dinner tonight at your place, but why don't we go to Paris? She's like, Paris? Oh, you're like, oh, I'm sorry, do you prefer Milan? We can go to Milan. What do you even say right now? I'm like, oh, no, I'm just saying, we're just supposed to have dinner. Let's have dinner. We have dinner without Travis. And then she's like, oh, I suppose freeze. I don't know what to say. I said, look, what is the tip? And then now you're sitting by us. I'm married. I know. Now? Yeah, now. Actually, you know what? And then the stairs. Wow, my heart is just skipping a beat. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go. Great. And then you both hop on the jet and taxi. And just before takeoff, you send Travis an audio message of the entire thing. You add a little something at the end. You're like, this is from Wet Willie. Because now you have $1 billion and you could be good or you could... Because that is how bad things are now. We used to make fun of people that play the lottery, and now it seems like a sound fiscal decision. It sounds like a sound business plan to save a little money, put a little away, and buy some lottery tickets. buy some lottery tickets. Lean in front of a BMW. You know what I mean? You gotta lean in front of a BMW, coming at about, I don't know, slow it down, so hopefully about 12 miles per hour, you know what I mean? Enough to do some damage, but not quite kill you, you know what I mean? Like when you get hit, it's gonna make that sound. You're gonna hear some stuff. Some of that stuff's gonna be you, and some of it's gonna be a car. You might even lose consciousness for a second, but you will, hopefully wake up and... There's some real technique to it too. I don't know if you saw that video. There's a dude who you could tell he was too you could tell he was too nervous. He shouldn't have done this. And not just because it's fraud. He shouldn't have done this because you could tell his heart wasn't in the grift. You know what I mean? His heart wasn't in it. Like some people, the grift is who they are. They buy into the grift completely. When I was a little kid, my elementary school teacher got into a fender bender, right? And got a fender bender with this dude and bumped him just enough to get a little bit of separation, but you could tell that she had hit him, and he immediately got out of his car, went into the trunk, pulled out a neck brace, and laid on the ground, right? You're getting on my nerve. Which, if you're gonna do that, just wear the neck brace the whole time. Then you'll even convince the person that, I'm not gonna tell you how to grift, but... So if you're gonna do this, you gotta commit. You gotta know long before this BMW takes that turn at the intersection that this is what you're committed to do. And there's a video of this dude, still cracks me up, right? Okay, so this dude is over here. And you can tell he was jumping in front of the car. Maybe he has the whole insurance scam planned out and everything, can sue, whatever. You just gotta let a BMW hit you and hope it's not a rental. You know?
You're in for a little shock.
Oh, nothing would make you madder than getting hit by a broke person. And so then, it's over here waiting, right? And like just from the CCTV, because this is how I watched it, right? Just from the CCTV in the clip, you can tell that there's some nervousness in the knees. Like the knees don't scream commitment. You know what I mean? Like they're not, his feet aren't amped to do it. They're not like hoppy feet. You know what I mean? Like this is like, ooh, I'm gonna do some fraud. Ooh, you about to get defrauded. Right? But he had more of a, oh, okay. Alright. And you could tell he was thinking too much about how he was gonna land. That's a problem. Because you gotta know if you're gonna jump in front of a car, you gotta know, okay, am I gonna be mostly grill or mostly windshield? Alright? Both
too early to relax.
Have their drawbacks. Alright? Now, grill will push you forward. It'll push you forward an amount that will make you look dead to a bystander. So that is a good way to go if you're trying to do this with witnesses and witnesses who are not in close with you. Right? Windshield is very dramatic, right? Windshield is very
The Fatui are popular not only for the nights, they also
usually when you see, they do a lot of windshields on like Long or SVU. That's usually, like when somebody running from the cops and they can't seem to catch them. They give them just enough room for them to run out of the streets. For the cop who didn't feel like running to hit them with a cop car. It's always very convenient when it's like 3 cops and then 2 of them run after the suspect and then one is like, oh,
alive.
And then sure enough, they're always there at the right time to just bow, right? Now, if you don't know windshield, just know that some glass could crack, okay? And it's worse if it doesn't. If the glass doesn't crack at all, you got hit by a big bullet, okay? But if the glass cracks and you roll over the glass and maybe you land on the side of the car, that also looks very bad. But depending on how you hit the windshield depends on how believable the hit is. Because when you get hit by the grill, you're just taking the hit, right? Just boom, boom. High risk of being hurt. Very high risk. Windshield looks a little bit more, oh no! Ooh, you got me. Oh, what will I do, right? Because you can't really control your body as it gets hit and it's on the windshield. So you hope you go over the windshield. That looks like a very bad hit. But if you stay on the windshield, it starts to look like your fault even if it wasn't. Like it's just, the optics aren't great. And if you slide off to the front, it looks like you didn't get hit fast at all. And so you see this dude, okay. Oh, all right. And then he goes for it. But not only did I see him in the clip, in the CCTV video, like thinking about it too hard. The person at the BMW also saw him thinking about this very hard. And it didn't help that he chose to do this at an intersection, which means they were going to be slowing down anyway. And so then he finally goes to jump into the street, and they've already come to a short stop because they saw him coming. But look, he's already put a lot of thought into this. He will not be denied. And so even though the car is almost at a full stop, he goes,
To fallen protection, sir! Let's start purifying these crystals first. Please trust me.
Obviously the claim didn't go far. But you can do that, or you can play lottery. You know what I mean? Because I really do hope that the person or the people that win, like have a good life and do something well with it. There's so many scams now. Sometimes if the person's identity is known, that's actually what like ruins their life, because then there are scammers who will never meet this person, don't know this person, but then they will masquerade as them online, hitting up people around this person trying to get whatever private information so they can scam that other person, not even the lottery winner. You know? And it's why people have become more savvy. Now you have lottery winners all over the world, not just in the US, and not just for like the Powerball, Mega Millions, or any of that. Now you have lottery winners in the US show up with like a ski mask on. So many lottery winners look like they're there to rob the lottery.
The wire's animal power seems fully restored. We should be able to use it now.
I don't know, I just look at the lottery as like,
Now, where should we summon
maybe
Storm
one of the
Terror?
best metaphors we have for how America is.
Else there will be
No,
casualties
because
if we fail.
we all
Perhaps here at the winery?
participate. That money is pooled together, and it is. And I don't mean in terms of ownership, I just mean in terms of how the money came to be there. It is all of our money. It is all of our money pooled together for 1 to like 6 people to have. In fact, sometimes you'll watch the lottery. You'll watch someone win, and you're like, huh, wow, I worked at a company like that. That's crazy.
If you go east from Starfield,
Because some of what the lottery trying to make it in America is like luck. We like to think it's hard work, because then that means everybody could do it.
if you head to where the cliff
But
jumps
this is
down,
actually the case.
that place is
I
known
know
as
people who worked hard my entire life.
What do you think,
And
Bob?
they were on a hamster wheel, they were on a treadmill, and they were just trying to keep up because somebody was pressing the speed up on the hamster wheel. That's what it's feeling like is happening to everybody right now. You're doing your best, and the speed just keeps. And then You know,
Sorry,
some people
I didn't mean
are on
to.
a treadmill where the speed just keeps getting increased. Some people, look, to their credit, they have some golden handcuffs. Maybe they're doing a little bit better than everybody, but the margins that they live in are just as thin. And so they're on like a Stairmaster. They're up higher than the people on the treadmill, but, you know, they still run the risk of falling off at any given point. And so the other person's running as hard as they can, the person's stepping as high and as fast as they can, because if they can skip a step, it's not going to keep them good forever, but it'll keep them level for a while. And so everybody's working as hard as they can. People who make six figures are still thinking, I don't really have enough to get by. That sounds crazy to anybody who's living off of less than 50K, somewhere where the standard of living, you need to be at like 80K. There are people scraping to get by. And so rather than just accepting that this gym sucks, people just keep going as hard as they can until they, either their heart gives out or they end up in one of those like fail videos.